All right, guys. I already knew we were going to do this. We're going to have to come back on for a second time because Instagram doesn't like to extend our hour. So, Lo was getting into a really, really deep story just now on live. And come on, Chrissy. And finish up that story because I'm like very intrigued.
We back.
I want you to finish this. Yes, we need to finish this.
So disrespectful. Like,
why do you need to cut it off?
10 seconds.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even give you the full 10 seconds. Like, it cuts you off at like 4. And I'm
That's
like,
wild.
And I'm down to the ends of my story.
3. Right.
Down to the ends of my story.
We need to come up with a Black-owned social media.
Ooh.
Right?
Let me write this thing down. No, because seriously,
That would be great.
Let me keep fixing this headband because
Owned by us.
tightness in this right now makes no sense.
Hello.
Hey, girl. Go eat. Go eat. Go eat.
Papa, your mom needs to finish her.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay, so you left off at. Where did you left off? They left the party together. No. She had
Hey. I'm sorry. Hold on. Get down. Why are you growling at people? Get down. Get down. He's trying to feed you. What's his mind? Okay. Yes. So, basically, that happened, right? So I was at the point where she tried to do the thing on my actual birthday.
Right.
Now, mind you, at this point of our friendship, a lot of people were telling me, like, girl, this is weird. Like, even down to the dressing like me, getting the hair done like me. Like, I remember one birthday, I was like, what you wearing for your day? And she scrolled down my Instagram and was like this. And I'm like, okay. And it was like something that I had custom made, and she went and got it custom made too. Like, it wasn't just
Single white female. Y'all remember that movie?
Yes.
Single White Female? Seeking Single White Female or something like that. It was very much giving that.
Yes.
Very much so.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
Yes.
It was creepy at
That's
that point.
scary.
And then, like, okay, so boom, that happened. I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna come if it's on my actual day because, you know, every year I do things with my parents. So she's like, oh, okay, but if you want to have that on that day, like, have a good time, have fun, da-da-da. So she's like, oh no, I'm just gonna move the day. So I'm like, okay, move the day. You know, if you want to move the day, but I'm not one to tell you. Yeah, okay, move the day, cool. So then she proceeds to text me in a group chat and be like, oh, by the way, I am the event was supposed to be an all-girls dance class, right? All-girls dance class. She wanted like cupcakes and stuff in a dance studio, and it was a dance class, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the sex dance? A
pole
heels class, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I think it's a dope idea.
Need to go to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm definitely down.
Okay.
So cool. That's the idea. So then she hits me in the group chat with other people, and it's like, oh, by the way, I don't know what we named the other person. I forgot his name. Where's Sean? He had all the names.
Johnny. Oh,
Johnny. Yeah.
Was it Johnny?
It was Johnny.
Johnny, the person that tried to talk to my friend that got disrespected, right? Johnny. Okay. Oh, by the way, Johnny is coming.
but this was the all girls thing.
Right.
Yeah. So now I'm confused. I'm like, well, I thought it was the all girls thing. Oh, well, I changed my mind because she was like, I want my boyfriend there, and I know he's not gonna want to be there by himself. So she got nowhere. So I invited Johnny because that's my friend.
You want your boyfriend at an all-girls dance class?
So now I'm like, Okay. So I'm like, this is weird, right?
Wait,
So
Johnny is the one that was talking to you
yes, and then tried to bag my friends at
at the
my Friendsgiving at my house. And then when I told him about himself, he got
park.
real disrespectful.
Okay.
And she knew this whole situation,
Okay.
right? Mind you, I knew Johnny and her man for years before I introduced them, right? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
But this is your friend. You want him at the birthday, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, that's crazy. So she tried to come at me in the group chat, but I'm like, all right, we're in a group chat with two people who we were just cool with at the time. We weren't that cool, as cool as we are. We were just like just now hanging out with them. So I'm like, listen, we're gonna have this conversation. I text her on the side, like,
They
we don't
trying
need to have, huh?
they trying to jump you?
No. They were just like, what's going on? You know? But I text her on the side over respect of they don't at that point they didn't need to know the business, right?
Right.
So I text her and she's like, I don't see anything wrong. Mind you, I'm at my birthday dinner with my parents going like this.
No.
Like, girl, where's your loyalty?
No.
He doesn't need to be there.
Right.
He doesn't need to be there.
Right.
And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? I'm already having to come late because my mom's best friend had passed like a week prior, and I wanted to go to the wake, which was that day, to make sure my mom was good, right? So I'm like, I'm already coming late. I said, you know what? I think it's best because that was still fresh, and I'm like, I think it's best that like I join y'all on y'all after flex. Because us being in one small classroom and Johnny sitting there watching me, knowing I want to punch Johnny in his face at this point, like, it's not a good thing, right? So, and I don't want to put any negative energy on your celebration, right? So you said you might do something after that. I'm going to join y'all there. Oh, no, so now you're not going to come. I really want you to come. Okay, if you want me to come, why does Johnny have to come?
Right.
I said, I'm going to be cordial regardless, but it's going to be a weird energy in the room. That's what I'm telling you. It's going to be a weird energy in the room.
And y'all were doing this for y'all birthday.
So, exactly. And you wanted me to celebrate with you. I'm not going to be in the celebrating mood when Johnny is sitting there. Okay, cool. So, she going off, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? She's like, you know what? I'm not having any more. She goes to the group chat. I'm not having anything anymore because it's too much, da-da-da-da. So me, again, being the bigger person in the situation, I text her again out of the group chat, and I said, you know what? She sent she sent everybody back their money because we had to pay for this. Oh, it's hot. So she sent everybody back the money. I sent the money back to her. I said, listen, I think you should still have it. I will come. Johnny can come. I don't want to ruin your birthday plans. And I'll be cordial. Like, I will have a good time. I will turn up for you. Here's your money back. No, I don't want to do it because it's just too much in general. Like, it's a hassle getting the money for the rest of the people that she invited. And she was like, and then I have to kind of reserve the room. So she's like, no, it wasn't even our situation. It was just a lot of other stuff with it. Okay, we'll keep the money. Here you go. Keep the money. Do what you want to. Pay part of your nails, whatever the case may be. Let her keep the money. We good? Yeah, we good. Okay. Fast forward. Now the next month, I'm talking to one of the friends that's in the group chat, and she's like, y'all still got beef. And I'm like, no, we don't. I sent the girl back the money, and I said, have a good time, and I'm confused. Like, I'm like, she's telling her rest. I'm trying to get to the ending of it. But I'm like, we don't still have beef. Like, so I hit her again, like, we have a problem? Because I'm confused. I thought that was on squash. We didn't have a problem. Da-da-da. Oh, no, we don't have a problem. I didn't say it. Like, that conversation was told wrong. Da-da-da-da. We're good. Da-da-da. Okay, cool. Fast forward. Now, I don't get along with Johnny because he tried to bag one of my friends at my Friendsgiving. And me and Johnny were used to talk. So that was the whole thing. All right, cool. So now fast forward, her boyfriend's birthday comes up. She tells me the day.
Oh man.
2 days before it, right? And the two people on this live know the way my schedule is set up, right? I don't have free time like that. Everything is planned out from weeks in advance. So
weeks.
She's like, oh, this is what we're doing. Community Johnny, period. So I'm like,
Community Johnny.
I'm like, well, how long did you have these plans? Like, I knew you had to have these plans for a while because you booked it and all of this. And you just, like, I'm like, she's just telling me now. I feel like she was just telling me now because she needed more people, right, to fill the space. I'm like, okay, cool. So I said, hey, my friends from Hampton are all going to be in that weekend. We already have plans to go to the city. This place is, mind you, she was doing an event that I already did twice. So back to that, duplicating the stuff that I do.
Right.
Back to that, right? Okay. So I was like, that place is in Long Island City. Let me find out what time they're going. Let me see if I can like make it to both. Because if y'all know me, I'm always going to try to make everything. I'm literally going to try my best to make everything. Especially if I rock with you. And me and her was on rocky waters at that point, right? But I'm like, it's his birthday, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, oh, trying to figure it out. My friend said they were going at the time that was like 30 minutes after they were going to the laser tag place. So I'm like, can't do it. I said, and this is the reason why, because they're going to be just there, you know, if the timing is not going to work out. But if y'all do anything after, please let me know. Like, I'll definitely pull up. So she says, okay, that's the end of that. Then we get to the point where I go on Instagram a week later and I'm blocked. And I'm like, what? So when I hit her up about it, that's the first thing she says, I'm tired of seeing you live your life. So I'm like, elaborate. That's not making sense to me. How are you tired of seeing me live my life? And she's like, oh, you're always out, having fun, having a good time. And then she was like, oh, and then I invited you somewhere and you didn't come. And I said, no. You invited me somewhere last minute and I tried to make it work. But it didn't work. Like, the timing didn't work out. Oh, but you don't even care about me anymore, and blase. All you were worried about is your life and having fun. And I'm like, I don't care about it. I'm confused. She's like, and she tried to spin it like, oh, every time I ask you to hang out, you got something to do. And I said, that's not the truth. She was like, oh, just because I don't want to go out anymore. I said, that's not true. You live down the block from me. You could have been like, Lauren, pull up to my house, and I would have pulled up in a heartbeat. It takes me less than 2 minutes in a car to get there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't like the fact that I am having fun without you. The without you is silent, right? So she's going, like, you're not even a good friend. And I'm like, how am I not a good friend? I am literally, that was the first event I missed. I'm literally there for everything. You literally have to invite my friends because you don't have enough of your own when you want to do something. I have to put out the invitation because you don't have enough people that still rock with you when you want to do something. I have forgave you for multiple things that you've done towards me. I have never done anything towards you. I have been, like I said, been the first person to help you set up your child's parties. Been the first person to help stay while everybody left, break down the party. Your family had a party. I'm there playing bartender. Never been a bartender before in my life because you needed help. Like, how am I not a good friend?
It's everybody in the comments for me going off.
Like, it's to the point
everybody. It's everybody in the comments going off.
Yeah, it's to the point where, like,
because you knew her, you knew, like, if you were there when this situation was going down, you completely understand where Lauren is coming from. Like, there's no, this girl was trash, period. Like,
I was like, and the crazy thing is, I was defending her against everybody. Everybody is like, nah, no way. And I'm like, no, well, no, she's cool. She's super cool. She's sweet. But it was very like manipulative. Wow, I can't speak today. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It was very much like, I'm gonna do this to you because I want attention. It's very much like, but I'm going to disrespect you or violate you because if a male gives me attention, that's better than your attention. But if you tell me about myself, I'm gonna act like I have no idea what you're talking about because you have not been a good friend for me because you said no the one time after you said yes 100.
Right.
And I'm like, girl, like, it's to the point where I gave you so many chances because of the longevity of the situation, because of the fact, like, I'm calling your mom, like, I'm calling your dad, same thing with even though my mom always was like, but parents could peep it from jump.
Always be nice.
My closest friends are like, Lauren, why are you still friends with that girl? Why are you friends with that girl? They've known her for long periods of time, or just as long as I've known her. And it was the same thing. And I gave you all this benefit of doubt. Now you're going to block me and then tell me. She told me to get off my high horse. Mind you, because I had a conversation and she's bringing up stuff. And I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? And then you ruined my birthday. What? Girl, it was just, now you're reaching
delusional.
for things. You're reaching for things when I actually have solid evidence, right? You're reaching for things and you're trying to make me the villain when I'm not the villain in this story, right? I fell out with the person that she's in a relationship now. I told you me and him was friends first.
Right.
Because I'm getting calls like, he did this, he did that. And my loyalty first was to you.
Right.
So I fell out with him like, you doing crazy stuff like that after I put you on to my friend? Like, you were going to over here act like a madman and put her in danger? So now I'm not talking to him, but then it's like, then y'all back together instead of all this case. Confusion. You falling out with this friend, you don't talk to your other sis anymore, and I'm listening to a story like, okay, cool. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, you could have did it like this. Cool. She also had a habit of a pattern of talking to people that her friends have talked to, or dealing with people that her friends have dealt with. So a lot of people didn't talk to her because of that. And that was one thing that my roommate said,
I'm trying to put two and two together, and I'm just feeling like, okay, so everybody know this chick.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody dealt with this chick.
She put me. I was in the outside of a sister-wife situation. She wanted to fight the girl. That she was friends with the girl, and I'm like, do we like her? Do we not like her? Because I'm confused. It was. They were both seeing the same dude. They found out. They wanted to, like, they were beefing. We're all in the spot together. She's giving the girl dirty looks. The girl's giving her dirty looks, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to pop if something happens. But then the next day you're like, oh, we talked about it. We're friends. Now she's being invited to events and stuff like that. Now we're super cool. And I'm like, this is weird as hell. But if you're cool with her, I guess I'm cool with her. Then y'all back to not liking each other. Couldn't keep up. But I was your friend through all of it, right? Cool. So we had that initial thing. And I said, you know what? I don't wish nothing bad on you. But me personally, I cannot do this anymore. I cannot do this anymore because it's draining. Yeah. At that point, I was single. I'm like, I am not in a relationship, and I feel like I'm in a relationship with you the way we argue. Like, it is draining. And for you to sit here and block me because you're tired of seeing me be happy and finally live my life the way God intended me to.
That's not a friend.
That's disgusting. For you to even say that out your mouth, that's disgusting.
That's will say people come into your life for different seasons and different,
Yes.
like,
And I
there's a
truly
reason
felt
why
like she came into my life to show me what a hater in
hater.
disguise looks like, because that's what you were.
Exactly. So now
Like, that's literally what you were.
these are the red flags I'm seeing if I come across, and that's how you.
It was even to the point where I got into grad school. And I was literally at that stage in my life. I'm like, listen, I'm so fed up with my current job. I'm like, I prayed on it. I said, God, I'm at a crossroads. Either I'm about to pack up and I'm about to get the hell out of New York and start over in DC and figure it out, or I'm going to submit my application to NYU with a hope and a prayer, And truthfully, I did not think I was going to get in. Yeah. So when I found out that I got in, I was literally on the subway, just happened to check my emails on the subway at a stop. And I freaked out. I called my parents. Then the subway moved, and then I had to wait a little bit. I called my sister because she was helping me with the process. Called her, and then I posted it. I didn't even tell my best friends. Like, I didn't tell my best friends. I posted it. I was so hyped. I'm like, just post it. I wasn't thinking. Like, I'm just like, I'm posting it. Right. So one of our mutual friends hit her like, oh, no, she hit our mutual friend like, oh, Lauren got into grad school. Mm-hmm. And our friend was like, yeah, did you tell her congratulations? She's like, oh, that's news to me. But I didn't tell her congratulations because she didn't tell me happy first day of work.
Girl, bye.
Mind you, when she got the job, I was the first one to say, congratulations, I'm proud of you. But you did not tell me congratulations because I didn't say happy first day of work. After you knew what I was dealing with to make that decision, you knew how hard I worked to even get into that school. This is a major accomplishment. And
since when is it mandatory that you tell your friends happy first day?
All my friends were so happy. They were posting me.
Block me. My thing is,
what the fuck is that?
Like, this is, yeah.
I need to say anything to you. Like, why can't yo?
This was before she blocked me. This was right before she blocked me. She was tired of seeing me live my life. She was tired of seeing me.
Oh, this is before. Okay.
This was right before she blocked me. She was tired of seeing me be successful and be happy, and like finally that was the point where I got to a point in my job where I was not living paycheck to paycheck. I had the money. I'm buying things. I'm going places. 2019, I was always in the air. I was on a flight. Like, right. I'm out of here. Peace out. I'll see y'all later. It was just, oh shoot, Papa. It was just hate. Like, it was just hate. So when we had that conversation, I told her I can't do it anymore. And she was like, oh, be great. Da-da-da. Okay, cool. Right?
And yet? Time out.
What?
Did I meet her yet?
No, you will never meet her. The girl has, ever since then, this was like 2 years ago at this point.
I thought it was somebody else I was thinking of. Okay, go ahead.
No. She did press your brother one time, though. Yeah. Yeah, when me and him was friends. Like, weirdest shit ever. But, so.
That's about what?
Ever since that, like, that falling out, once I'm done with you, I'm done with you. Because y'all heard this whole story. I done gave the girl multiple chances. I should have been done with her after the first time, right? So I freaking wipe my hands clean. It's a clean cutoff, right? She's posting like things about me on Instagram, like, and I'm like, now I'm getting mad because I'm trying to find a better word. You're
bitch.
A cat, okay? Let's say cat. You're a cat because you know I can't see it. You posted things about me and I can't see it, right? If you was big and bad, you'd unblock me and add me. That's what you do, right? So I'm hearing it from third parties. I'm getting screenshots and I'm like, you're mad childish, bro. You're mad childish because I guarantee you if I was still your friend or if I was still in that little box that you didn't want me to get out of, none of this would be happening, right? But now you over here posting subs like I was the one who tried to deal with your man and I'm the one who was moving funny and stuff like that. Okay, cool. Right? Every story, people need a villain, whatever. If I'm the villain in your story, so be it, because I'm done with you. I'm done with you, right? But at that point, don't try to double back.
I was never little. What is wrong?
Yo, these comments are wild. Wild, man.
What you see?
Wild.
I'm reading the comments, all right?
I can't. But yeah, so I'm like,
I cannot. I'm sorry.
The girl doubled back so many times where I did not answer. Oh, so you're really not going to speak to me? Or it's the paragraphs. I blocked her because she kept hitting me. I blocked her number. When that day that we had that conversation, I blocked her number because I know the pattern of her. She was going to come back and she was going to try to text me and do that long haul. Oh, I love you so much. We're sisters. We shouldn't be doing. No. So I blocked her number. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. The girl, I blocked one of her Facebooks. I didn't know she had freaking two. So she's hitting me off of the other one now. And I'm like, oh, leave me alone. Leave me alone. And she's sending paragraphs. I'm not answering. She's sending happy birthdays. I'm not answering. It tells you when you read it. So then she texted me she sent me a Facebook message like, oh, well, I know you're not sitting there thinking that, oh, all of this was my fault. This was like a year after the situation. Girl, you're grasping at straws and you're grasping at friendships because you have none left. It doesn't bother me because I have a plethora of friends. And I hit her back let me tell you something. You're going to need to let this situation go. You're going to need to leave me alone. No, I don't have anything else to say to you. No, we'll never be cool again. No, I don't think it's necessary that we mend this. I'm good. Have a good life. And she hit me back. You need to get off your high horse. You think you were perfect in this friendship. I said, let me hop on my high horse and ride away from this conversation because I'm not doing this with you.
Right.
I'm not doing this with you. Oh, that's crazy. Shaking my head. You know what, Lauren? I'm done with you. Have a good life. Thank you. I said, thank you.
Right.
And then I get a happy birthday. If I'm such this bad person who wasn't a good friend, who was the villain in your story, who be riding around on her high horse, unbothered, why are you still reaching out to me? Let it go. But yeah, this was a long story, but that's the end of my story. And that is when I knew that girl secretly hated me all them times. All them times.
The thing with you is you gave her a million chances.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. With me, it's you mess up once, I'm looking at you funny for the rest of your life. Whether we stop talking or not, that's crazy. Yeah.
Because, my thing is, my heart is very big.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm defensive for, new people, but my heart is still very big. So once I feel like you get into that spot, it's hard for me to be F that girl, And that's even in relationships and stuff like that. Once you break that barrier down and I feel like we're in that spot, it's very hard for me to be F that person. But what I tell everybody from the beginning, I give a disclaimer, I will give you so many chances until one day I wake up. And when I wake up, it's literally no turning back. It's no turning back because I will never feel that way about you like I did before. You'll never get that same person. You will never even get access to me again. It's just not going to happen. It's just how I am. It's just that one click where it's girl, you done gave this girl how many chances? You're bugging.
Right.
Never do it again. But it's sad because it's I see that as time wasted. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I see that as time wasted. And
but it was a lesson learned, really, though. Honestly,
it was really a lesson learned, and also I wasn't listening to nobody.
But
I wasn't listening to anybody. And Chrissy could tell you, I I would notice.
So always sees the good in people, right? Like it takes a long time for her, I really feel like, to see like the bad.
Yeah.
And then if she knows people are having a hard time or they're going through something, or maybe they didn't have the best life growing up, or whatever the case is, right? Whatever makes them the way that they are, like she looks at that and she's like, well, that's probably why they're this way, and I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, which is really sweet. And I understand, but girl,
I know. Listen. I told you I'm writing a book about men. I might need to write one about friendships too, and that's why I hold my core people so close, because when I tell you the situations that I've been in, especially like just being overly friendly or just being that compassionate person, like this person needs this person needs that, this person needs this. I've literally had a girl try to fight me that I was friends with, tried to fight me in my own house at one point. And because I don't even know, because she was staying with me in my house where I paid rent. And she tried to fight me. We had a little, like, her boyfriend got in between, my boyfriend at the time got in between, whatever the case may be, because you're not going to disrespect me in this hit house. No, ma'am. She left. As they were walking, her boyfriend calls me from her phone. The girl caught an asthma attack. Guess who took her to the hospital? No questions asked. Where are you? I'm coming. The doctor, she apologized after. She was like, the doctor said, if you didn't get me to the hospital when you got me to the hospital, I wouldn't be here. And I'm like, I ran every light. If people were in here that went to Hampton or been to Hampton, I ran every light on Mercury Boulevard. That's like me running every light on Sunrise.
Yeah.
To get that girl to the hospital because she stopped breathing in the back of my car. And you wanted to fight me because I moved her stuff out of my room because I was cleaning. And I'm like, girl, I'm cleaning my room. Your stuff is in here. Your suitcases is in here. I moved my stuff out in the hallway too. Like,
that's what I'm saying, Ray. She way better than me. Like, sorry. The patience I have for people, I can't. One time you have to mess up, and I'm looking at you like my guard is up. I'm sorry. You give people 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me, and now you mess up that supposedly came to the party for me. Man, we will fight outside. We don't even like, we will fight right here. Like, what are
exactly? And you know, I had to take people for what they are, and that was a hard lesson for me to learn. The whole people show you your true colors, believe it.
Yeah.
And because it's always been, every instance that I could think of prior to that, it's always been like little inklings of it before it happened. Like, and it's like before the final thing happened where it's like, oh, you just got violated. Like, I've had a friend that was begging me to talk to one of her friends because he really wanted me to talk to him. And he turned out to be super cool. She finally convinced me to go on a date. He turned out to be super cool. We started talking. She invited us to a game night. She had another one of her friends there, and her other friend apparently had a crush on this man. And I noticed there was a little weird energy because I had just met the girl. He had just met the girl, and she was questioning me. Like, he had asked me to go to Brooklyn after the game night with him to drop his cousin off. She's like, "You really gonna go to Brooklyn? It's mad late." Like, and I'm like, "Well, why not?" You know, girl. Long story short, she disappeared. He disappeared. I'm sitting in the living room like, what's going on? I get up. It was a apartment where it's like straight back is a bedroom. To that left is a bathroom, but the kitchen is in between the living room and the bedroom, right? Mm-hmm. So I get up and I walk into the kitchen thinking maybe one of them had to be in the kitchen. The friend or the dude I was talking to, one of them had to be there. Like, and I just see my friend at the time, and I'm like, oh, nah, I'm leaving. Because that means he's back there and she's back there. Like, nah, this is a dub. And she dead looked me in my face and was like, well, if she sucks his, that don't really got nothing to do with you. That's her decision.
Huh?
Yo.
crack.
Kid,
It gotta be.
It's
It gotta
crack.
be. It gotta be crack. It gotta be.
Kid you not.
It gotta be
And
crack.
turns out,
My thing is,
long story short, because I left, he came chasing after me. Once I finally got to the bottom of the story a week later, it turns out that she set that up. She was supposed to keep me distracted while the other girl made a move on him.
Time out. Pause on the play. She did what now?
She set it up. She knew her other friend had a crush on him. And she was supposed to keep me distracted as the girl, because he went to the bathroom. The girl stopped him when he went to the bathroom. He said, "Oh, she pulled me into the room. You're a grown man, bro. You're a grown man. Ain't nobody can pull you somewhere you don't want to be,
She also
bro."
raped him. She also raped him.
You willingly went to the room. You had a conversation. Whatever transpired. It's not my business no more. Have a nice life, right? But to find out that my friend was in on it,
your friend,
and then proceeded to tell him, "Oh, well, she still be talking to her ex-boyfriend that lives in Virginia anyway, so I don't understand why she has a problem with it." Girl, I'm telling you.
Ma'am.
No, ma'am.
I'm telling you. And all of this happens. She started moving funny after I got my first apartment. When I was in my mama's house and I was going to her house and staying over there and having fun with her the whole time, I got my first apartment. I had a housewarming. She felt away after the housewarming. And that's when everything went downhill from there. Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to read these comments. Look, I'm sorry. I gotta scroll back up to the top. I'm trying to read these comments. Is it Dace? Daisy?
Days.
Okay. Him and Kev is like having a whole conversation. I'm trying to figure out.
Because I knew who I was talking about in the first story.
Shit is wild, bro.
It's the audacity. And like
where they finding this audacity though? Because please give me some. Like where? Y'all really trying?
It's on sale at Target.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing, like, it's just like I would never think to move like that.
Why?
Like that would never even be a thought in my head.
What is like there's so many men out here in this world that will take down, like you ain't even gotta try, sis. Like you really don't. Mm-hmm. So why mess with somebody that I either had like previous dealings with, or you know, we could possibly be talking. I could never look at my friends doing it like, yeah, like nah, like that's
exactly. And that's the crazy part.
That's my man. All right, that's my brother. Like it's like my brother. Like I can't.
Exactly. And that's the crazy part. And that's exactly how I think too. It's like that man you can tell me honestly, and I know people think this is unfair, but you can tell me you talk to the man in 3rd grade and I'd be like,
I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't.
Y'all got history.
Like,
the sandbox. I'm sorry. Touch it in the sandbox. I don't want no parts, ma'am. I don't want no parts.
That's weird to me. All of my friends that are in relationships, I've never even thought about like weird on like I would never even like follow them first. Like weird on things like that too. Yeah. But I don't mind it. Like if people send like requests and I know like my genuine friends request my boyfriend now, like go ahead. Like, because everybody is so intertwined now in a circle.
Right.
Cool. But like I'm very weird I'm very aware also how I move around other people's significant others.
Absolutely.
I'm very aware.
Those friends, sorry, I won't cut you off. But you ever had those type of friends or those type of girls that's around you where they're one way with you when there's like no males around?
Yes.
And then once like
yes,
a spot of testosterone is around, it's like they act totally different. Like
totally different. And those be the worst types, because if you are seeking attention that much, then you're not loyal to anybody. And you seeking attention from the masses, you have no loyalty to anyone. And that first situation, that's what it was. You don't have any loyalty to anybody because you want attention.
Right. And you already know who I'm thinking about. when it comes to this. Chrissy,
Yeah.
has Chrissy been person already?
Yeah. But that's what it is. It's no loyalty to anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that comes from. Like, did they not get enough attention at home or whatever the case may be? And a lot of times, when I used to be real broken up about these situations, like growing up, when I was younger, and I'd be like, oh, well, so-and-so did this to me, or they said, my mom is like, I mean, sometimes Leslie Taylor doesn't have any filter, so I'm gonna I don't want anybody to take this anyway. But she said when I was maybe 7th grade or something, she's like, Lauren, you have to stop picking up strays. Stop bringing home strays. Stop being like, oh, well, so-and-so needs this and I got it. So come, let me do this for you. Let's be friends because I got you. Right. Stop doing it. And of course, I didn't learn it until years later. And then I didn't understand it at that point. And that's what I'm like, well, I want somebody to do that for me. And she'd really be like, but would they? You know?
Right.
Would they? Because I'm so broken up. And she's like, you have a big personality. I have a big personality. I'm very in your face. I'm very
Mom always knows.
God, this is me, unapologetically me. So if you have any negativity towards me, it's very hard to be around me.
Yeah.
Or if you hating a little bit, it's very hard to be around me. And it's going to show.
Yeah.
Whether you mean it to or not, it's going to show. And that's why now it's yo, authentic people.
Yeah.
And I have conversations with people all the time no. Because that's not how a friend is supposed to act. And I only speak from places that I've been.
Yeah.
You know? So
friends are supposed to be happy for you. They're supposed to uplift you. They're supposed to cheer you on. Even when they're not doing well, they should still be cheering you on. If you're a friend.
Exactly.
They have to deal a lot with their own insecurities and their own self-esteem and where they're at.
Yeah.
I feel like we can say this now because we've been different stages in our lives or we may have experienced things. I like to say the word healed, right? I feel like that word has so much power behind it, right? Because that's just basically telling the world yo, I've been through A through Z already. Going on this planet that can ever shift me out of where I'm at because I've been through it. I saw it all. You know what I mean? So it says a lot about a person where they can't see you be happy because they're not happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's you're showing them you're able to do this. You're able to talk to these people, whatever. You're grabbing attention where you don't even mean to be grabbing attention. It's just your aura. You go walk into a room and it's boom. We know Lauren's in the room.
Right.
To do that. They're not on that wave yet.
And then also with it too is I found the need to give people multiple chances because I'm I love that person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I realize now in my 30 years of age, I can love you from over there.
Hello.
Over there.
Down the block, one state over.
I can pray for you, wish nothing but the good, secretly cheer for you
on the
over here when you're over there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I don't have to put myself through that torment of being that person to you just because I love you.
No, you don't.
The person that I was talking about in the first situation, I wish that girl, I hope she finds that happiness. I hope she's happy now. I have no ill feelings against her.
Yeah.
But it took me a while to be Lauren, this is not okay.
Yeah.
This is not a friendship. And I love her, but I love myself more. And this was toxic.
Absolutely.
Friendships can be toxic too. Everybody uses toxic in relationship sense. But friendships can be toxic too. And sometimes those hurt worse.
And my thing is too with society, I feel like they make toxic relationships or toxic situations seem like it's a trend now, right? I feel like in order for you to be fully loved by someone, you need to go through pain and suffering.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. If
Right.
you cross me, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm at a point in my life where it's like I'm choosing who I want to be around and who I'm accepting into my space. Like, if I feel like one time, like my energy cannot connect with you, there's a reason.
Yeah.
I even need you to tell me or show me what it is. If I cannot connect with you from the first giddy up, I'm sorry. Like, we can keep it at this. Like, hey, good morning, what's up? You can follow each other on social media, but there's no reason for me to be around you because I already know my.
And then you have friends for different reasons too, right? So if you had this overall friend and they do some stuff that you deem not right in your head, like you don't necessarily have to completely walk away from the friendship, but you know what they're good at, right? This is my friend for that, right? This is my friend for this. Yeah. But my core people are my friends that I'm crying to. I'm telling my major like accomplishments to. I'm telling them my lows. You know, I'm having girls' nights and activities so we could just vet. Those are your core people. Sometimes you have people that are only good for like the turn up, and that's just them. You know, because you give them other instances where they can prove to be that person and they're not. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But you have to realize, and that's why I say put people in buckets, right? And I just had this conversation with somebody because it's like people prove themselves to us all the time. Whether we pay attention is the problem, right? And I don't like to insert myself on other people's friendships unless I'm asked. But if you're asking me my opinion and I've been around that situation, then I'm gonna give it to you real. Like I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm not gonna hold breaks. Like this is how I felt when this person did this. And you sweep things under the rug that should actually either a conversation has to be had. And if a conversation is had, and you'll know from there because people will either one be like, you know what, I didn't even look at it like that, my bad, I'm sorry, won't happen again, I value this friendship. Those are the ones that value the friendship. Other ones could be like, yo, you're bugging. They're gonna jump to defense and they're gonna tell you every reason why you don't have the right to feel that way. Nobody can dictate your feelings, you know. And those, then you know, no more conversations after that needs to happen. Move accordingly, move on.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's still a learning thing for a lot of people, but they say when you get older, your circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Sure does.
And like I said, I've been blessed to have friends from kindergarten, Chrissy from middle school, like friends from high school, friends from college, where it's been decades where they've never wavered, switched up, or did anything. And I thank them for that all the fucking time. Ooh, I tried to stop cursing. All the time, right? You know, because that's genuine, that's real. I don't expect, or they don't expect anything from me to give that love.
Right.
You know, they give that love off strength.
Right.
And that's how I am. I give love off strength.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the only type of friendships that work are friendships that are both giving from both sides.
Yes.
You know.
Agreed.
Yes. And I think that's what I'm learning now, how to not always pour into other people's cup. Like, I never do shit, you know, for people expecting something in return, right? That's just how I am. I genuinely give. But if I feel like you're always taking and I don't get nothing in return, that's a problem for me.
They should be pouring into your cup as well as your
Exactly. It's a two-way street. So definitely. Yo, this conversation.
It's
It
real.
clarified a lot of things.
I tell you, because friends can break your heart worse than any man could. Or, you know, female friends will break your heart. Yeah, like friendship breakups. And that's another thing too. With friendship breakups, like I don't feel it necessary to go around and be like, oh, let me tell you something about this person that I'm no longer cool with. Like, not at this big age. Like that's corny to me. Like sometimes people just grow apart. Right. And that's what it is. And it sucks, but it's life. And you have to realize, like, you should never be in competition with your friends too. That's what we didn't touch on either.
But there's two ways to that, because I believe there should be some kind of healthy competition within.
Yes.
Right? Like, I love to see my friends winning. Like, and it motivates me too to like get myself together. You know what I mean? Because it's like the same way I brag about my friends doing this and doing that. They're going here, they're going there. I want them to be able to do the same thing for me too. Like, they should be bragging about me too. So I do believe, like, there are some healthy competitions that needs to be had in friendships.
That is very true. Like, that's very true. I believe that. And my friends, my 3 friends, my one friend was already a nurse, but my 2 friends went back to nursing school. And I'm like, that got me on like, oh, maybe I should explore like more education, you know? Or like my friends from Hampton, when I sit and I talk to them and they're like, they're doing this. My friend is a lawyer. She graduated and passed the bar. Every chance I get is, oh, my friend so-and-so is a lawyer. My friend so-and-so is a lawyer. Like, because I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her. Like, I knew that journey to where she got to. And, like, now she's successful. She's traveling. She's going here, there, and everywhere. And I'm so proud. You know, my friends from Hampton, they're starting families. They're building homes. Like, I'm proud of them. Like, they're getting married. Like, it's never like, dang, I'm 30. I'm not married. I'm not, you know. No, it's like, dang.
They do.
You know, we sat there and we had a sister circle, right? At one of our, 2 of our friends were getting married. One got married and one was getting married. So we had a bridal shower for them. And we had a sister circle and we all went around and said something. And I just said, like, y'all motivate me to be the best version of myself.
Yeah.
Y'all motivate me so much and y'all don't even know it, because it's not like y'all are like, Lauren, you got to do this. Lauren, it's just seeing y'all and seeing y'all growth and seeing what y'all are accomplishing is making me want to step my cookies up.
Yeah.
It's making me want to be there with y'all, or, you know, and y'all do something, I want to be there with y'all too. Like, that's healthy competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if I saw them doing, oh, so I can't believe she had a baby with so-and-so. I can't believe she's doing this. No, that's not a friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, a friend congratulates you. A friend is, Chrissy be more proud of me than I am of myself sometimes.
I be so happy when Lauren be doing shit. I be like, yes.
She's more proud of me than I am myself sometimes. Like, Chrissy be the first one.
No, but Lo motivated me to go back for grad school, because I was like, damn, Lo's doing it. Like, she got 45 jobs, my nigga. 45 jobs. Makes every advance.
I be so tired, girl. 0 out of 10.
I was like, if Lauren with her 45 jobs can go back to grad school, me with my 1 job can go back to grad school. You know what I mean? Like, so she motivated me to like get my shit together. I was like, let me go ahead.
Which is crazy, because Chrissy already big money queen. Okay, Chrissy,
don't do that.
Shay, when I talk about DC, who's my friend? I talk about her apartment.
Yes, and I saw the Benz whip out, and I'm like, oh my god.
I said, my friend Christy got a rooftop pool.
Don't do that.
She got room service, floor to ceiling windows.
But somebody else in the circle was like, at that time, was like, I had that as well.
We're not. No. So we're not even spoiled this conversation. No. We're gonna keep this uplifting moment, because
I'm sorry, I had to insert that. I just had to.
But yeah, like, I brag. Chrissy tell me she got a new job. You know, I brag. Chrissy, also, let me tell you something. Her bag collection is something serious, and I'm just trying to get to the point where I am that rich to have all of my bags, all of my designer bags, just in my bomb bag. Okay? Goals, you know. But that's, you know, that's what it's supposed to be. It's never any negative energy. And like, honestly, I have never had any falling out or beef with anybody genuine. Like,
yeah. And you never have it. Like, if you're, you know, people have disagreements, but at the end of the day, you can have a disagreement. Y'all can sit down. A real friend can sit down with you and be like, listen, this is where I think we fucked up at. Let's fix it and move on.
Yeah, and that's very true. That's
it's about it's being accountable too.
Exactly.
a lot of people aren't really ready to hear or understand like how they played a part in
Right.
the situation.
And what one of my professors said is that people, a good trick to let people know you're listening is, and not have a misunderstanding in a conversation, is to be like, you can tell me something and I'll be like, okay, so what I'm hearing you say is, and then I'll reiterate what I heard and see if there's any discrepancies in that. And I think that's also something that I'm starting to implement in my relationship, because it's like, you can be saying this and I'm hearing this. So let me clarify this before we go any further, because obviously it's a misalignment, which is causing an argument. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that's important in friendships too. And like I said, like those friendships that you value, if you do have an agreement, a conversation is always necessary.
Yeah.
Like, and I've always had conversations if I had an disagreement with those friends. Like, girl, you ain't going nowhere because we about to talk this out. We about to be good.
Hello.
But now, if I don't deem you worthy of that friendship, like the first person, I don't deem you worthy of that anymore. So no conversation is necessary because I'm doing what's best for me.
Because there's no fixing it.
It's no fixing it. It's no fixing it.
Yeah.
If I entered that situation again, I would not have been genuine in that situation. Yeah. Or what's the reason of me entering that situation? Because I would not have been a friend to you, really. Like, it would literally just saying we cool.
That's fact. I remember in one episode we were talking about like, if I ever lose respect for you, even if we ended up back in a relationship or a friendship or whatever situation it is, we continue to be friends, but I lose that respect for you, I can never see you on the same level as me, or you know what I mean? So like, there's really no reason for us to even hang out. Like, what? I would never ever look at you as my equal. So it's like, what is the point of us even talking? Hanging? It's like, you're draining me at this point.
Yeah, and that's like,
that's real.
You can't. You have a trust bank, right? And somebody's depositing, and somebody's just withdrawing, and they're like, "Yeah, cool. I'm gonna just keep withdrawing. You keep depositing. Eventually, that bank is gonna go bankrupt. It's nothing left in it.
Exactly.
It's nothing left in it. Friendship should be two-sided, and you should always consider that person in situations. And I think a lot of my problems was that I was being considerate of others and not being considered.
Exactly.
And like, that's not a good feeling at all, because if I go out of my way to make sure you're comfortable and you're good, why won't you do the same for me?
And my thing is, some of these people, they know they're draining the life out of you. You keep withdrawing, you're going to end up in the red. No, you're taking so much from me, and it's like, you're cool with just going along with that shit. Like, that's what really blows my mind.
Yeah, and then also, like,
we have like a minute, 45 seconds left.
We need to learn how to set boundaries.
Yes.
And like, I said this the other day, like, it's certain things, and I'm bad at it. I'm very bad at it. Somebody needs something at 2:00 in the morning, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at a certain point, boundaries need to be set where it's like, if I'm drained, I can't give to you if I don't have myself. Ooh. Right? I can't dish myself out to you and be that person for you if I have nothing left in me.
Yeah.
So I need to draw a healthy boundary, like, hey, maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe next week. But the problem is, when you're a giver and people are used to taking, that first no is like,
right. Oh my God, like, you're never there. Yes.
You're this, you're that. And it's like, really, all I do is say yes.
Yeah.
But I made you so comfortable in that yes that you don't, like, you think no is the end of the world.
Setting healthy boundaries in every relationship is the important thing, I think, in relationships. Like, you have to know when you are done.
Yeah.
And you cannot go an inch further. They need to know that. Like, listen, I done gave you everything I could give you right now. You're going to have to wait.
And good friends will respect that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they'll be like, you know what? you're right. I'm sorry. You know, or not even, or just understand.
Right.
Good friends will respect that. Like, it, you know, good friends want you to be good,
Yeah.
right? They're going to want you to be good first. Like,
Right.
so you can't come out here